Around 4,000 years ago, people of the early Bronze Age buried their dead in barrows. Petersfield Heath is home to one of the largest Bronze Age barrow cemeteries in the south of England, where 21 barrows still survive today. Between 2014 and 2018, the people of the Heath project excavated 14 of these ancient mounds. Among their discoveries were cremation urns and evidence of a wide variety of funeral practices. But they also uncovered something even older, a Stone Age campsite floor scattered with thousands of flint tools and flakes, dating back nearly 9,000 years. Join Mrs. Lyn Pease as she takes us through the prehistoric landscape of the Heath.
We're on Petersfield Heath, which is an area of outstanding number of Bronze Age tumuli, Bronze Age barrows. And here we're standing on the Mesolithic area, which we found by mistake because we were digging children's test pits for them to play in, and we found a burnt area, and so we stopped the children digging and we started digging ourselves. After 2 years we found a Mesolithic hearth with fire-cracked flint at the bottom, which was local flint, but in doing so we also found 42 kilograms of worked flint and shaped flint and cores within this whole area. So the Mesolithic people were camping up here. The flint that they were using for their tools was not local. It actually came from the South Downs, which is only a couple of miles south of here. So they were transporting the flint to here, working it, throwing away the spoils and the cores, etc., and then using it. And they were sitting up here, looking out towards the lower area, which was what I call the boggy soggy area, and that's where the Neolithic, we found a whole load of Neolithic flint tools as well, and some ancient wood and some hazel. Also on the actual flint site up here, within the hearth, we found a hazelnut shell, a burnt hazelnut shell, which was dated to 7,500 BC. So you can imagine the Mesolithic people up here looking down over the boggy soggy area where animals were coming to drink and feed, and then they were going out and hunting them. These are just a few examples of the Mesolithic tools that we found up on the Mesolithic area that you saw first off. They are just spoils heap. These were on the spoil heap as we were actually backfilling, and so these were ones all out of context, etc. But you've got some lovely examples of the tip of a point that obviously became broken, so that got discarded. Others have got quite good nibbled edges, which give the sharp shape. But these are all spoil heap ones, so they're obviously discarded as they were making them. Seconds, basically. And now we've come down from the Mesolithic site, which is up here, and we've come down to a Bronze Age area, which was what I called the boggy soggy area. We dug a long trench, must have been about 22 meters long, and that included a big ditch, and we dug into the ditch. We found a lot of Neolithic tools and Bronze Age tools, and also in there we found some twiggy sticks which were sent off for analysis, and they were the hazelnuts, the hazel twigs. And also there was a big chunk of wood right at the bottom of the trench itself, which we decided we would cut and send off for analysis. We started cutting into it. We thought we would need to cut it with saws, and as it was, it had become reconstituted, so it wasn't actually wood anymore. It was part of the sand, and the sand had taken on the form of the wood, but it was still enough wood in there for them to send it off for analysis, and it definitely was Bronze Age. They think it may have been used as revetment within the ditch itself. This is an area called Music Hill, mainly because in the early 1900s there was a bandstand up here, and they used to play music to people cavorting around in the flatlands, the boggy soggy area that I've talked to you about before. When we dug a trench here, we also found a Bronze Age dagger, which was called a Camerton Snows Hill. That was the style of dagger that it was. Again, it was deconstructed, so we really only found the outline of it, almost as a mould, which a friend of ours from Butser Ancient Farm, James Clift, actually made models of it, and they're now in the museum. But the fascinating thing about this, when they dug the trench, which was obviously a slice through, they found the outline of the turf stack that would have made the actual mound itself. So you have grass soil all the way through, and it was just amazing to see how they had constructed this huge mound. They found a burial at the bottom near the dagger, so that's where we can date it from. It's an absolutely amazing site. It was, when we were actually digging it, you couldn't believe that we were seeing how they actually made a mound.